Alright, folks, today I have a battle with Skim28, a guy who is quickly becoming a stream regular. And by request, I decided to try out again Mega Glalie, which is an interesting Mega, to be sure. And not one that I'm super fond of, but let's go ahead and humor the Fulham who wanted me to use it, so blame him. Anyway, today, like I said, he's going to lead with Volcanion. And I'm going to lead with my Heatran, which is not a very good matchup because of Steam Eruption. This was not what I was predicting him to lead with. So I'm just going to go ahead and switch out, and I go into my Gyarados, hoping to take the Steam Eruption OK, which is Volcanion's water move of choice. And as you can see, it does quite a lot. It makes me think that this thing might be choice specs, and I actually kind of make a misplay here. I should have known at this point that it was choice specs. In fact, in the back of my mind, I did know, but I still decided to go for the Stone Edge anyway. Probably would have been wiser for me to, having seen that damage, try to set up a Dragon Dance first, because as you can see, if I would have gotten a Dragon Dance off before the Stone Edge, I could have done I could have actually killed this thing in one hit. Yeah, I guess that really kind of blows. But I am faster either way, so I'm going to force a switch here as it goes into Garchomp, which obviously is going to take the Stone Edge pretty nicely, being that it resists. Not to mention, this appears to be Bulk Chomp, so yeah, he takes that really nicely. And I decided to switch out here. He doesn't have Stealth Rocks up yet, and I actually thought I had Defog on my Zapdos. Turns out I actually don't, so this is actually a really bad play. But I was figuring that maybe I can go in just for an Intimidate later with my Gyarados, or possibly even do some damage with it. But there is the Stealth Rocks. So at this point, my Gyarados is dead, because apparently I did not bring my Defog Zapdos like I thought I did. Oh well, anyway, he goes into Landorus here, and that's a pretty solid move, because Landorus is pretty solid, and I just go for the knockoff. So at the very least, I'm going to remove the item that he has, and he actually carries the Choice Scarf, apparently, on his Landorus, just like me. I have also brought a Choice Scarf Landorus. So I go out into my Zapdos, and like I said, I partially go into it here because in the back of my mind, not really sure what he's going to go for, hoping it's not a Stone Edge or a Rock Slide. And I'm hoping to get off a Defog, but then I realize I don't have it because it's the wrong Zapdos. Oh well. Live and learn. And all that. Anyway, in comes Weavile, and I'm just going to continue to eat my leftovers because they're delicious. And, seriously, though, leftovers is definitely delicious. Either way, he's going to go ahead and knock off my item, which is not good. So I get off a Heat Wave, hoping to take this thing out because Weavile is kind of a threat to my team. I do a lot of damage, but unfortunately I don't get to quite get KO. He's going to go for a knockoff again at reduced damage due to the fact I don't have an item anymore. He still gets a crit, though. I'm not really sure if that mattered. I think it would have been close if he didn't crit me, but he did crit me, so that happens. So he goes into Entei here as on this double switch because both of us got KO'd. He died to his Life Orb. As I go into my Landorus, which is a pretty fantastic double switch for me, because I'm going to be able to get the Intimidate, and it's not a whole lot he can do to me after that. But I make another bad prediction here. He's just going to go into Landorus against my Landorus all day, and I should have realized that and just went for the Rock Slide or something. But for some reason, I thought, okay, he already showed the Landorus switch once. I was hoping to catch him a little off guard, try to have him over-predict, but it looks like I end up being the one that failed to predict. I go for Earthquake, and that does nothing. And then I make a weird play. I stay in here. I think I was thinking, oh yeah, maybe he'll switch out first with U-turn, and then I can hit him with Earthquake. Except that I'm faster because I knocked off his Choice Scarf. So that was kind of fantastic. So I had to stay in and take a U-turn for some reason. And then I go out into Gyarados, pretty much because it's death fodder at this point. I just don't want to risk whatever he's going to do. He ends up just going for the Dragon Tail. I actually should have just stayed in there and got the Earthquake damage on his Garchomp. Since it probably had nothing to threaten me whatsoever. Oh well, I go into my Glalie now. At the very least, losing Gyarados does give me a safe switch into this thing, and I'm just going to go ahead and Mega Evolve as he goes out into Entei, and I'm just going to go for an Ice Fang, and it's not really going to do a whole lot because it resisted and all that, and I obviously do not want to stay in and take a Sacred Fire. Most of these things are choice banded, these Entei, and I end up freezing him solid, which is actually really nice for me because now I know for sure he has to go for Sacred Fire. So I go into my Heatran, because he needs to go for Sacred Fire in order to thaw out. It is an effect of Sacred Fire. So knowing that, I can just go safely into Heatran. I don't have to predict anything. I know he's going to have to do it. And I get my Flash Fire boost. I'm going to use at this time, though, the opportunity to try to set up some of my own Stealth Rocks. I was actually hoping that he wouldn't go into Volcanion. It was a good play by him. It was an obvious play, really, for him to go into Volcanion here because it counters my Heatran. And he knew that I probably would try to set up the Stealth Rocks, which should. And I looking at the HP bar, should mean that this Volcanion cannot switch in safely again. So that's good for me. Anyway, I go into Ferrothorn, hoping to take a Steam Eruption a lot better than that, and he crits me, so that crit definitely really hurt. Either way, he's just going to go ahead and switch out. He doesn't like his odds of being able to kill me. I don't know why he would have switched out here, though, being that he should know that his Volcanion cannot switch back in after Stealth Rocks. I don't know if and looking at his team, he doesn't really have a way to get rid of him either, so kind of a questionable move there. He probably should have just stayed in and tried to do as much damage to Ferrothorn as he could before, dying. In fact, I'm not entirely sure that Power Whip would have even killed it. Actually, probably would have. What am I saying? Either way, should have probably just taken the chance at the extra damage. He might have even gotten the burn and survived the Power Whip, so there you go. It's just a minor mistake there. I don't know if he thought he had enough HP or what, but he knows his HP totals, and later in the battle you'll see that he does not have enough HP to come back in. Oh well, so I go into Mega Glalie again as he goes out into Chansey. I'm actually going to go for the Crunch here, predicting Entei, because that's what he, went into last time, and he ends up going into Chansey here, which I don't get the defense drop, sadly. Chansey is a really annoying Pokemon. It's taken Blissy's place as the fat pink thing, although this one is a little green. I think it might be sick or something. But yeah, he's just going to go for that Soft Boil to heal up, and I'm just going to keep going for Ice Fang. If I can get a Flinch or another Freeze, and there you go! Hooray for hacks! And Chansey does have Natural Cure, so he's going to be able to switch out and get rid of it, but that does give me the element of being able to hit something on the switch, and obviously he's going to go into this thing. There's really no reason for him to risk going out into Landorus or his Garchomp, so I'm going to take this opportunity and get off a Crunch against this thing, and there you go. I do have Protected in this as well to help it Mega Evolve, so I'm just going to go for that, and there you go. I clearly get that off, and that's pretty cool. And now I know what he's going to use. He's going to lock himself into Extreme Speed. My safest move is to just go into my Landorus, who does have the Intimidate, so after that it shouldn't take that much damage from a Choice Banded Extreme Speed. And actually, he might have actually gotten the 2 KO there, but he doesn't want to risk it, so there you go. He goes out into his own Landorus again, as he gets the Intimidate off on me. I think I end up just going for the knockoff, which I probably should have just went for Rock Slide. It would have been super effective against NT and done a little more damage than this, because I already knocked off the Landorus item. I was going to stay in and try to, maybe get the crit KO, but no, it's not going to happen. And he is going to connect with the Rock Slide, unfortunately. I didn't want to risk him actually going Earthquake there, or something. Actually, no, that Earthquake wouldn't have been that bad. I don't know what I was really fearing. Either way, going to go into Mega Glalie. It's a safe switch again now, and I thought I would be able to outspeed. I looked at after the end of the battle, and I have an Adamant Mega Glalie, not a Jolly one. So his Jolly Landorus is able to outspeed me, so that is just not very good at all. So I go out into my Heat right now. I still do have my my Air Balloon, so thank God that missed. I go for the Fire Blast to take out the Landorus, and that goes down. He's going to go into Volcanion, maybe hoping he has enough HP to survive. He does not. The Volcanion does go down. And, yeah, he's going to go out into Garchomp now, and I'm thinking, okay, why is he going into Garchomp? He has to break my, my thing first, and that's going to give me some free damage on this thing. And, yeah, he's just going to go ahead and switch out. He obviously, I guess, forgot about my Air Balloon, and then he was like, oh, yeah, this thing's Air Balloon. What am I thinking? And then he switched out into Chansey, as I just go for a Will-O-Wisp trying to burn this thing. Figures like my only chance to survive an Earthquake, and even that probably not, so... yeah, I do get a burn on the Chansey, though, and I do have Taunt on my Heatran, so I'm actually pretty comfortable with this matchup. I know that if I can actually get a few KOs here, his Pokemon will go down like dominoes. His team is very weak. I maybe could come back with his Heatran, but I need a KO here with this Fire Blast. Chansey's way too bulky. I needed a crit or something there. But no, he's going to get off the Seismic Toss, which doesn't, it does 50 damage, which is respectable. But the big thing is, it gets rid of my, my Air Balloon, and now he can just go into Garchomp and kill me with Earthquake, so... that was a nice valiant effort there at the end, Heatran, but not this time, I'm afraid. I do get off another Fire Blast, another chance to crit. Nope, not this time. Although a crit could have done it. I needed to crit Fire Blast at some point. But it's just not in the cards. Either way, it was a very nice match there, Skim. Thanks for the game. And today's question of the day is, what do you think about Ash-Greninja making it into the Pokemon game? What do you think its abilities are going to be? And obviously it's interesting because it's kind of like the Mega Evolution of Greninja, although not really, I guess. But it's basically Mega Greninja. And I don't really watch the anime, so if you guys have any insight about what this thing might be capable of, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. It'll actually be interesting because there's no guarantee Greninja will be back to OU in Gen 7, but we shall see. But yeah, leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later.